Why does Mr. Krabs hate Squidward? Krabs, never trust even loyal employees. Mr. Krabs' lucky dime goes missing and can you spare a dime? He instantly accuses Squidward of stealing his lucky dime, despite years of loyal service from the squid.
You're not even on the camera. The topic is not about SpongeBob SquarePants. It's about fake Migdelys for Hire episode 282, Zaxby's Zoom in and go there.
Saigon Pho and Grill. At Saigon Pho and Grill, you can find a variety of cuisines such as soft tendons and steak pho, Vietnamese barbecue pork and rice, Vietnamese hot artisan coffee, fish ball egg noodle soup, and lean brisket pho. We have conveniently located on TX Highway 6/Alvin Sugar Land Road. We're not far from HEB. Order online for carryout or delivery.
Welcome to Zaxby's. How may I help you?
I would like to have the chicken sandwich, medium fries, and a medium Sprite.
Wait, you don't want to miss our special limited item. Handcrafted peach sweet tea. And if you're gonna ask where peaches come from, China. Origins, although its botanical name, which literally translates as Persian plum, suggests the peach originated from Persia, modern-day Iran, genetic research indicates that it actually comes from China. First cultivated, peaches have been cultivated in China since the Neolithic period, and Georgia's peach industry has a long tradition. The first peaches were planted in the state in the 18th century, and the first commercial production occurred in the mid-19th century. In 2014, Georgia ranked third nationally in peach production, behind California and South Carolina. Tea is an aromatic beverage prepared by pouring hot or boiling water over cured or fresh leaves of Camellia sinensis, an evergreen shrub native to East Asia which probably originated in the borderlands of southwestern China and northern Myanmar. Tea is also made, but rarely, from the leaves of Camellia thaliensis. While the roots of tea are traced back to Asia, the roots of adding sugar to tea can be traced back to Great Britain, Senegal, and India. Many tea drinkers enjoy a very sweet tea. The roots of sweetened tea with ice though was purely a southern idea and is now a southern tradition. WHO invented sweet tea. How many of you all were drinking sweet tea before anything else? Especially our southern friends so broken bar, you all know what we're talking about. It isn't just a beverage. It's a way of life. Just thinking about how deeply rooted it is in our culture has got us wondering about the history of sweet tea. How did it come about? Why is it so popular, especially in the South? Did it originate down south and who invented it? So, hang on to your boots. We're going to be diving into the history of our favorite thing in the world, sweet tea. What is sweet tea? While the roots of tea are traced back to Asia, the roots of adding sugar to tea can be traced back to Great Britain, Senegal, and India. Many tea drinkers enjoy a very sweet tea. The roots of sweetened tea with ice though was purely a southern idea and is now a southern tradition. Southern-style traditional sweet tea is made in batches of boiling water and stirring in sugar that dissolves. Then the tea is steeped in the sugar water until the water cools. The tea bags are removed and the sweet tea is served over ice. Today, there are wonderful new methods of making sweet tea, including cold brews that make life so much easier. How was sweet tea invented? Historians believe the first United States tea plant was planted in what today is known as Middleton Place Gardens near Charleston, South Carolina back in the late 1700s. French botanist, André Michaux, imported tea in pursuit of attracting the wealthy plantation owners. In fact, not only is South Carolina the first location to grow plants for tea, but it is also the only place where tea was commercially produced in the USA ever. Ain't that something? Since the early 1800s, cookbooks from America and England have featured tea recipes served cold, before iced tea became popular in today's culture. At the time, These chilled tea drinks were made with green tea and were crafted as punches. The recipes had very similar instructions to today's sweet tea but with a twist. They were spiked with alcohol. Yaol, spiked cold green tea punches as they called it, and it was all the rage in both countries during the 19th century. The Brits enjoyed it so much that they named the mix Regent's Punch after England's King George IV, also known as the Prince Regent at the time. He had a reputation in England for his lively personality when drinking. Want a cup of Regent's Punch? History of Sweet Tea. The oldest known recipe for sweet iced tea was published in 1879. The recipe, developed by Marion Cabell Tyree, was in a cookbook called Housekeeping in Old Virginia. Kinda sounds like an 1800s version of our friend Christy Jordan, doesn't it? Check out Tyree's sweet tea recipe below. After scalding the teapot, put into it 1 quart of boiling water and 2 teaspoonfuls green tea. If wanted for supper, do this at breakfast. At dinner time, strain, without stirring, through a tea strainer into a pitcher. Let it stand till tea time and pour into decanters, leaving the sediment in the bottom of the pitcher. Fill the goblets with ice, put 2 teaspoonfuls granulated sugar in each, and pour the tea over the ice and sugar. A squeeze of lemon will make this delicious and healthful, as it will correct the astringent tendency. It wasn't until the 1900s that iced tea using black tea, instead of green tea, started to become popular, which is the tea leaf blend of choice today. At the 1904 St. Louis World Fair, an Englishman named Richard Bletchenden was serving hot tea and realized that the summer heat was so intense that no one wanted hot tea. He ran the tea through iced lead pipes and served free ice to people walking through the fair. This catapulted iced tea into a popular American summertime drink. And then the Prohibition came along between 1920 and 1933. With beer, wine, and alcohol now legal, people started looking for alternative beverages and iced tea grew even more in popularity. By this time, sweetened iced tea was in almost every Southern cookbook. Is sweet tea a Southern thing? Have you all ever gone to a restaurant or diner in the South that doesn't have sweet tea? We haven't. It's more than a staple of the cuisine, it's a part of every meal in Southern culture. Did you know that in 2003, a bill was introduced in Georgia that says it would be a misdemeanor to serve iced tea at a restaurant without also offering sweet tea as an option? That's how loved sweet tea is in the South. Wanna hear something funny? Tea is more commonly used in reference to sweet tea versus hot tea in many Southern states. We love it, but like everything, a sweet tea is changing. As people start to tweak their diets, become more active, and pay more attention to their health, they don't wanna drink their calories and sugar. We wanted to make sure that the folks that grew up with sweet tea, or adopted sweet tea into their life, had a tasty, healthier option. So we made a sugar-free, pre-sweetened sweet tea that not only tastes like classic Southern sweet tea, a broken bar, it is classic Southern sweet tea. And that's where Southern Breeze sweet tea belongs in the history of this delicious drink. Craving a glass of sweet tea after reading up on it? We sure are. Learn how to make sweet tea the sugar-free kind. Pick a flavor and get sweet tea sippin'. Sweeties. And if you want something even more convenient, try our Southern Breeze cold brew sweet tea. Upon it? We sure are. Learn how to make sweet tea the sugar-free kind. Pick a flavor and get sweet tea sippin'. Sweeties. And if you want something even more convenient, try our Southern Breeze cold brew sweet tea. Audio Jungle. Did he just leave? Valp, I'm going to leave too.